The story of Barry Manilow has taken on a fascinating and emotional dimension for many fans, especially when described as a double life that remained hidden for decades. Known for timeless hits like Mandy and Copacabana, Manilow built a career defined by romance, showmanship, and a deep connection with his audience. For years, he was seen as one of the most consistent and beloved figures in music. Yet behind that polished public image, there was a more private reality that he chose to keep out of the spotlight for much of his life. For decades, Manilow maintained a level of privacy around his personal life that led to speculation and curiosity. While the world knew him as a global superstar, few were aware of the full truth about his long-term relationship with his manager, Gary Keefe. The two had been together for many years before publicly confirming their relationship and later revealing that they had married. This revelation came as a surprise to some fans, not because it changed who he was, but because it had been kept so private for so long. Describing this as a double life can sound dramatic, but in reality, it reflects the challenges many public figures face when balancing personal truth with public expectation, especially during earlier decades when the entertainment industry was far less accepting. Manilow's decision to keep his relationship private was shaped by concerns about his career, his audience, and the pressures of maintaining a certain image in a different era. In that sense, he wasn't living a deceptive life, but rather protecting something deeply personal in a world that might not have understood it at the time. For fans, the eventual revelation brought a mix of surprise and admiration. Many appreciated his honesty and the courage it took to share his truth after so many years. Others reflected on the pressures that might have led him to keep such an important part of his life hidden. Rather than diminishing his legacy, this story adds depth to it, showing a man who navigated fame while holding on to something meaningful in private. Ultimately, Barry Manilow's double life is less about secrecy and more about survival, identity, and the realities of living in the public eye. It highlights how much the world has changed and reminds us that behind every celebrated figure is a personal story that may not always align with the image presented to the world.